Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how big of an actual threat are your Lakers?
Skip, why you do this?
I don't do anything.
Yeah, you did. Did you?
Well, just say 0.
No, a threat. A threat to do what?
To win the West. Win the West.
Skip, no team is a threat with just one superstar. What we see in the NBA currently are teams are trying to get at least 2. Some teams are trying to get 3.
Are you saying LeBron is no longer a superstar?
We don't know if and when LeBron is coming back. You're assuming.
I do assume he can come back by the playoffs.
They're saying we will reevaluate LeBron in 3 weeks. Okay, what if during the evaluation it's not gotten any better? Is LeBron coming back? No.
Honestly, nobody knows.
Okay, so let's deal. The game last night, Anthony Davis, this is what gets you upset with, makes people upset with AD, a lot of people. It's because you see this, Skip. I actually thought he was going for a 40-30 game. The way he started the first quarter, Skip, with 13 and 9.
Yep.
And then he got a freak injury to do, tried to punch the ball.
He got raked.
Yep. And he ends up missing like 8-9 minutes of the second quarter. And then he didn't, second and third quarters, he only had like 6 or 7 points. And then he turns it on in the fourth quarter. And what he can do is, Skip, that you see him, he takes the ball off the rim on one end. He brings it up the court and dimes it to Hachimura. Mm-hmm. That's what he's capable of.
Absolutely.
He gets down on the block. Now, that ain't just anybody that he's giving business to. That's Jaren Jackson.
He leads the league in block shots.
He's probably the front runner, one of the front runners for the defensive player of the year.
Agreed.
And Anthony Davis gives him 30 and 22.
He does.
He's capable of that.
Yep.
That's what should be. That shouldn't be like, man, AD had a monster game. All of his games should be monster. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't be surprised. We should be surprised when he doesn't give us a monster game. Not when he does, because he has that kind of ability, Skip, 6'10 and a half, feathery smooth, can take it off the rim at one end, bring it up on the other, dime it.
Because he was a guard in high school.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden he grew like 8 inches.
Yeah,
right?
You see, now his mid-range is back, and he's hitting that with like ease. Mm-hmm. He can get down on post, drop step you, up and under, dunk it, lay it. He can run the floor. We see him run the floor. He lays it in the basket. He has that kind of ability. It's just frustrating that sometimes he don't play hard. I think right now with LeBron being out, he know Tupac's on, all eyes on me. Mm-hmm. All eyes on me.
Okay, but sometimes all eyes are on him and you can't find him.
Yeah, Skip. We've seen it. We've seen him give you 55 and 17.
Yep.
We see him give you 12 and 6. Mm-hmm. That's not good enough.
Not acceptable.
If you tell me LeBron is coming back and he's 85, 90%, and Anthony Davis is going to play like this, they'll come out of the West.
You said they'll win the West.
It'll be them and Phoenix in the Western Conference Finals.
All right, that's what I'm saying. There you go.
But
okay, it's the big X factor on LeBron.
Yes.
But they're giving him more and more time to try to get right.
Yes.
If he can come back, at least he'll be revitalized.
Right.
I don't know that his ankle's going to be any better or his foot's going to be any better. But if he is completely revitalized, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of how they went into the bubble. They got, what was it, like
5 months.
But how long off?
Yeah, what I'm saying, 5 months.
Was it
early February, March, April, May, June. Yeah. They didn't start back up until July.
Then they play a few regular season tune-up games, and then all of a sudden they go into the tournament, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is starting to smell like that in a good way. Like the aroma of this is setting up where, Shannon, you realize they have now 7 of the next 9 at home. They've had a couple home games already. They've won, they beat Golden State, and then they beat Memphis.
Right.
7 of the next 9 are at home. These are winnable games. They got Toronto, then they got the Knicks. I don't know if Jalen Brunson's going to be back. They lost last night without him. They got Dallas, that'll be tough, but then they got Orlando, then they got Durant, that'll be tough, but Oklahoma City.
Which would be tough.
Okay, listen, they're a handful. I'm saying, but teams are starting to look at your roster as that'll be tough because it's so different than it was. I'm going to reiterate. I'm going to restate my opinion. Shannon, the greatest thing that happened to this year's team was you got out from under the cloud that was Russell Westbrook. Okay. It's so different now. The feeling. And you know what? I love Pat Bev. I love him off the court. He's a good guy. But you got out from under his shenanigans because his shenanigans, there's too much smoke and mirrors on defense. There's too much of what Russ called, remember when Russ said about Pat Bev? He just tricked you all on defense. Well, in a lot of ways, he does. The Lakers don't trick y'all on defense anymore. Do you realize since the trade deadline, they're a top 5 defensive team? Mm-hmm. Why is that? Because the unsung hero here, the steal of the trade deadline, was Jared Vanderbilt, and I do love his last name. Jared Vanderbilt, he plays extremely high-level defense.
Yep.
He is setting the tone on that end for everybody. AD is following along because AD can block shots with the best of them, with Jaren Jackson, right?
2 last night.
Hachimura can play defense. Austin Reeves will get up in you on defense. I'm looking at this roster. You got Troy Brown shooting threes. You got Malik Beasley who can just shoot the lights out.
Not last night, but
but he can. He is highly capable. Dennis Schroeder can be your closer. I know he runs hot and cold, but I just like his energy. He gives you energy and playmaking. And then I mentioned Hachimura and Austin Reeves. Lonnie Walker can jump out of the gym and shoot threes. He's a little bit streaky. Wenyen Gabriel comes in and gives you extreme effort. And then what is Darvin Ham calling Anthony Davis? He calls him Wilt Davis, as in Wilt Chamberlain, and he was asked about it last night, and Darvin joked, Wilt, that was full-blown Wilt Davis. He's playing like a monster.
Yes.
I'll give you monster. We've seen it before. We're seeing it again. The number I loved the best was the 22, as in rebounds.
Yes.
When somebody has 22 rebounds, that means they are full-on engaged.
Yeah, Skip, but you remember the other night, he had 5 rebounds.
I know.
He was like, come on, AD. How you go from 5 to 22?
It's just some nights you have to lock in. You have to turn up your temperature. You have to be ready to compete at the highest level.
Yes.
And listen, I know there's no jaw, but Jaren Jackson and Xavier Tillman are no joke.
Yeah, the big presence inside.
You better be ready because they are coming for you. And you saw what the Grizz did almost to the Clippers the other night.
They had a 16-point lead.
They should have closed it, but they didn't. And Tyus Jones is no joke. And, you know, they come with guys off the bench who can all shoot it. And so the defense, Shannon, they're playing at a high level on the end of the floor, on the defensive end.
They are.
Okay, so you got that going. There's no more Westbrook, no more Pat Bev, and all of a sudden I look at this, and I'm not joking when I say that Rob Pelinka is. If you just look at his deadline deals, that's in the running.
Yeah.
That's in the conversation for Executive of the Year.
Can I ask you a question though? Can you go assure me that Hachimura and Reeves and Schroeder gonna give me 17, and Troy Brown Jr. gonna make 3 or 6 from the 3?
I think pretty regularly, pretty consistently, I can assure you of that, because they feed off each other. I also like their IQ. They play basketball the right way. Darvin Ham has got them playing. I don't like what happened against Minnesota. Minnesota is pretty good. They're iffy. They got blown out last night by Philadelphia. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But I didn't like the way they didn't close the game last Friday night against Minnesota at home.
Right.
That's the one glitch in this.
Yes.
Okay. But I did love the way they did against Golden State, and then again last night. You realize they finished the game last night on a 24-9 run, and it wasn't all Anthony. It was everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody had a hand in it, and when everybody has a hand, it's hard to beat these guys. All I am saying is, with these home games coming up, if you could win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
5 and 2?
You win 5. Yeah, you need to go 5 and 2 in these games. I don't know when LeBron's coming back, but if by chance, Shannon Sharpe, if your man LeBron can come back and start playing with the bounce and the vengeance that we started seeing on his birthday night in Atlanta as he started to approach Kareem's all-time scoring record, if you can get pretty much that LeBron going into the postseason, remember, they vaulted all the way up to the, what are they, the ninth seed. So they're
2 games out of 5.
Okay, so it's right there for the taking, and they're starting to gel and click. Well, if you get LeBron to join right on schedule, and let's say you're not even in the play-in. What if you are let's say you finish the 6th seed where you don't have to mess with the play-in tournament. Look out above. Yeah. That's what. Listen, if I'm Denver and I'm the 1 seed and I wind up having to play the Lakers in the first round, I'm not real content with that.
Nor should they be.
No, seriously, because if you add LeBron to the mix and he can go at the level we saw him going up to the Kareem record, somebody upstairs, up above you, is going to be in trouble, and I think you agree with that.
Yeah, I mean they're the highest since they started the season 2-10, Skip. It's like AD said, it's good, but we're not satisfied. We don't want to stop there. We want to get greedy.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
You keep playing like you playing.
Okay. And I saw something the other day on last night on the Bleacher Report. There's a ranking system that it suddenly ranks the Lakers post-trade deadline as the 6th deepest team in the league. Well, I don't know if you can go that far, but they're way deeper than they used to be.
Right.
That's all I know, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if it's true they are the 6th deepest, if you add the guy you call the king and the GOAT to that mix, look out.
I mean, Skip, they beat Memphis on the glass last night, 57 to 45.
Okay, they hammered them. They got the ingredients, Shannon. All of a sudden, the sky's cleared.
Yeah, but see, check back with me when LeBron is cleared.
Okay. All right. I will. We will. I hear you. Maybe it'll be sooner than you think it'll be.
Might need to make a call, get them playout tickets.
Okay. There you go. I think I just talked you into it. I want to see Shannon Sharpe at courtside. That's what I want to see.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I will be there.
Yeah. Okay. I think you're going to be there, and I think you're going to be happy with what you're seeing.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It is a race
I know you didn't see this coming,
in the West, guys.
No, but I think I saw it before you did.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.